Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk about the outcomes of the final interview stage for the Disney CRP. So that's it, it's all over. You just finished your final interview for the Disney CRP, and that is everything that you can do to help for your chances to get to Disney. Now I know that's kind of a bit of a daunting thought, because the temptation is to overanalyze every single second of the interview. Was my smile okay? Did I ask a good question? Did I come across well? Honestly, overthinking does not do anything, because that's what I did, and I kind of buried myself in a pit of, oh my goodness, I'm never going to go anywhere, why do I even bother? That does no good. Normally the interviewer will give you a kind of a time frame of when you can start expecting to hear back. She will give you the time frame of what dates she has available, what she doesn't have available. If you're on the wait list, you know what dates will be available for that. She won't leave you in the dark, she will update you on things, so it's probably a good thing to take a pen and paper in when you have the presentation, just so you can jot down these dates. So one thing to be aware of while you are waiting for your result are the 3 outcomes of this interview. Now, the interviewer will go through them all in the presentation during the final interview, but to just break them down, I will go through them quickly in this video. Number 1, a no. Now this is really hard, and it broke my heart when I saw that there were a couple of people in my interview round that got no at this stage, because my heart just goes out to them, it really does. But this doesn't mean that you need to give up. And I know that the people that did get no's, it only just made them more determined to try again. So I do have a lot of respect for people that get no's and then just pick themselves up and try again. Unfortunately, Disney doesn't give individual feedback, so I know that's rather annoying, but there's no harm in trying again. There's no harm in maybe thinking, okay, if I had to do this again, what would I do differently? There's no harm in thinking that. I will say there are a couple of rumours that fly around that if you do get a no at this stage, you can't reapply for 6 months, and I don't personally know the answer to that. Maybe someone that has got a no in the past can maybe advise further, but I personally can't, so that is something to be aware of. Also, don't think that it's 100% a fault of you. It could just literally be that they are so pressed for spaces that they had to let someone slip, and it just happened to be you. So don't think that Disney don't want you and that you're never going to get there, because why did you even get to the final stage anyway? You obviously had something that stuck out. The second outcome is waitlist, and 5 of my closest friends are currently on the waitlist for the Disney CRP. In my final interview, the interviewer told us during the presentation that she had dates for about the last 4 months of 2017, and then that those would have 2018 dates would be waitlisted. The waitlist is not a no. It may be disappointing to open it in your inbox and not see a date and not see the word congratulations, but it's not a no. It means that they liked you, but there's just not a space in Disney for you, or like in the case of our interview round, those people that would have later dates in 2018. She hadn't decided what dates were available yet, she didn't know, so she's put those candidates on the wait list. It's really just Disney's way of saying, hey, we like you, you tick all the boxes for us, that's great, we haven't sorted out dates yet, so we're just going to keep you on hold. That's all it is. They send you emails every month, and it's usually on the same day every month, so you don't need to freak out about when it's going to come. They just send you an email with a link asking you to click if you're still interested in being on the waitlist. The waitlist varies for a lot of people, but what I will say is that while you are on the waitlist, don't put your life at hold for waiting for a Disney date. As I said, Disney do like you, and it's a case of they may not have a date yet, but that doesn't mean that you should not do things that you want to do because you're worried that it might hinder that chance later on. So if you have a new job opportunity, if you have plans with family and friends, if you want to buy something, invest in something, then still do that, still live your life. But the waitlist can take months, unfortunately, and you can't keep in this waiting room for a month not carrying on with your life, because if you carry on with your life, the time will go so much quicker. And finally, the congratulations, you have been offered a place outcome. Now, seeing that email in your inbox just kind of, I think when I got that email, I was just in shock because it came to me at a time that I obviously was not expecting it. It came to me at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The email gives you a link to the candidate portal, and then on the candidate portal is your offer letter. And it goes through your role, so either food and beverage or merchandise, and it says your arrival date, your rate of pay, and then you need to scroll down to the bottom and click I accept. You have 14 days to do this, although I understand you're probably reading it like, I don't need 14 days, but it's good to take a couple of days to kind of plan things out, map things out before you just jump into it. Because then once you accept, you have to pay your non-refundable program fee, you have to think about flights, so it's a lot to think about, and it's a big commitment at the end of the day. You're committing to a job in a different country, applying for a visa, moving away from home for a year. There's a lot to think about. It kind of, you think about it as this magical Disney experience and a year in the park, which it is, but it's also a job. It's also a new way of life. It's also a completely different culture. So those are things to think about, but they're not daunting at all. If anything, they're more exciting. So just a couple of things I will say about the wait from the end of the final interview until your result. I think the number one thing I will say, and if it's any kind of advice that I can pass on to someone, is please stop with the conspiracy theories. It gets you nowhere. Don't be that person on the Facebook page posting, oh, this wave of emails will come here, so this will do that. Last year's group had this, so this means this will be that. No, there is no guarantee it will be the same as last year's round. There's no guarantee that because a wave came after a week, another wave of emails is going to come after a week. They are completely random. Disney will do what Disney want to do. Just because you're writing on a Facebook wall doesn't mean Disney are going to take heed of it. It just unnecessarily stresses people out, freaks people out when they think they're getting something on this date and it doesn't come. Just try and be mellow, try and be zen, go with the flow. People will naturally want to try and guess when emails are going to come out, but that gets you absolutely. Another thing I will say is pick up a hobby. That sounds really dumb, I know, but picking up a hobby and any single time your mind thinks to, oh, I wonder if I'm going to get that email, you just distract yourself and do something else. I would think of something else to distract my mind. And actually it worked. It worked a lot. It kind of brought my stress levels down. I wasn't up all night checking my inbox, refreshing everything. Just always kind of prepare yourself for every outcome, because if you're prepared for each outcome, then whatever outcome happens is not a shock. So that was my brief overview of the waiting and the 3 outcomes of the final interview process. If you have any questions or anything I forgot to cover, please leave them down below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. And I will see you next time.